Everyone keeps talking about AI like it's either gonna save humanity or destroy it. But I think people are focusing on the wrong thing. So instead of talking about how scary AI is, I wanna show you 5 ways I have actually been using it to organize my life, understand myself better, and break patterns I kept repeating for years. And honestly, it ended up teaching me a lot about how unconsciously I was living. Because AI is just a tool. That's it. And like every other tool that exists, it completely depends on the person using it. Like, for example, a knife can make you an incredible meal or hurt someone. Social media can genuinely teach you things or fry your attention span. AI is the exact same thing. Here's the thing that actually surprised me about using AI. It started helping me notice things about myself that I genuinely wasn't seeing on my own. Not because it's some magical tool, but because sometimes you just need something that's completely outside of your emotional spiral to help you slow down and think differently. And I wasn't expecting that at all. I think part of the reason AI helped me so much is because my brain was overloaded. Like, not lazy, not unmotivated, just overloaded. So, for a long time, and I mean a long time, I used to just live inside my own head, overthinking everything, restarting constantly, feeling overwhelmed by stuff that honestly probably wasn't even that deep. Just like trying to mentally organize my whole life and just making myself more anxious in the process. Like I would sit there trying to just figure everything out, motivate myself, make plans, fix things, all of it happening inside my brain at the same time. And it just turned into noise. And that's when I realized, okay, maybe the problem here isn't that I'm lazy, it's that my brain is just overloaded. There's too much going on in there, and I have no way to actually look at it from the outside. It was kind of like, ugh, too much. And that's kind of where AI came in for me. And it wasn't at all what I expected. You still with me? Okay, good. Now, look, I'm not saying people shouldn't think seriously about AI, but I do think fear makes people go to extremes. And right now, a lot of the conversation sounds like if you use AI, you're lazy, you're less creative, you're becoming less human somehow. And honestly, I understand why people feel so uncomfortable about it. I really do. Because every major piece of technology changes how humans function. Think about it. The internet did, social media did, smartphones did, and yes, AI probably will too. But I think people confuse using a tool with surrendering your brain to this tool. Those are not the same thing. Using AI to organizing your thoughts isn't that different from like using Google Maps instead of memorizing every street in your city, or using a calculator for complex math, or even writing notes on your phone because you can't remember every thought, you have it in your head, right? The problem isn't assistance. The problem is unconscious dependence. And to be honest, I think a lot of people are already operating on autopilot without AI, scrolling constantly, reacting constantly, consuming constantly. never slowing down long enough to actually observe themselves consciously. And I think that's the bigger conversation I'm interested in, honestly. Not just AI, but intentional living and how it can help that. And personally, the way I have been using AI has actually made me more aware of myself, not less, more reflective, more organized. It helped me pause before reacting. AI didn't live my experiences. AI didn't build my perspective. It just helps me organize my thoughts, challenge my blind spots, brainstorm ideas. But I still have to think. I still have to choose. I still have to create. Okay, so now that we got this out of the way, let me actually show you what this looks like in practice. These are the real ways I use it. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. The first one, organizing overwhelm. When my brain feels like a completely mess, like there's just too much happening and I don't even know where to start, instead of spiraling for 2 hours, I'll just do a brain dump. Everything that's in my head, I throw it into AI and I ask, can you organize this into priorities? And something that felt emotionally heavy and impossible suddenly becomes a list I can actually work with. That's it. It just clears the noise. The second one is catching my own patterns. This one's a bit different. Sometimes I'll explain a situation, what happened, how I reacted, what I am feeling, and then just ask, do you notice a pattern here? Or now I even started asking, especially in a conflict or a misunderstanding situation, I ask, can you help me see the situation from their point of view? And honestly, sometimes they point things out, I couldn't see it because I was too deep in it emotionally. Like I am too close to the situation to have any perspective. And have something reflected back to me without any judgment, without its own emotional stuff in the way, can actually be really helpful. Third, stopping negative spirals. Instead of just sitting alone in my thoughts for hours in circles, I'll ask it to help me reframe whatever I'm stuck on. And I want to be clear, not fake positivity, nothing, everything is fine vibes, just clarity, just a more realistic way of looking at it. And sometimes that tiny shift is enough to completely change how I react to something. Fourth, breaking things into smaller steps. This one really helped me a lot because I used to avoid certain things and tell myself I was being lazy. But actually, I was just overwhelmed. The task felt too massive, too vague, just too much. So now I'll just ask, break this into small steps. And when something goes from one giant scary thing to like 8 teeny tiny manageable things, your brain stops treating it like a threat. You can actually start. And fifth, just is slowing down enough to reflect. This one's a bit hard to explain, but honestly, it might be the most valuable one. Sometimes AI just helps me pause instead of just reacting to everything, which is kind of the default mode for most of us right now. It just gives me a space to actually think something through before I do anything. And honestly, I think intentional living starts there, in the pause between reacting automatically and choosing consciously. And a lot of us are seriously missing that. We are constantly reacting, constantly spiraling, constantly consuming, but we almost never stop to actually observe ourselves. And here's a bonus tip. I always ask AI to be brutally honest, like, give me tough love if you think I need. Now, and this is important, I am not saying AI should replace real human connection or therapy or actual relationships or any of that. That is not the point, like at all. But I do think it can be a really useful tool for self awareness if you are using it with intention. Because here's the thing, AI only amplifies whoever is behind it. If you're using it to avoid thinking, it will help you avoid thinking. If you are using it to scroll faster, it will help you do that. But if your intention is growth, reflection, understanding yourself better, it can really support that. It is the same tool. The difference is just how you are showing up to use it. I don't think intentional living means rejecting technology or modern tools. I think it means learning how to use those things consciously. So honestly, I don't think AI is automatically good or bad. I think it just reflects the person using it. And for me, using it this way intentionally for awareness has helped me interrupt my overthinking, get more organized, actually understand my own patterns, and stop running certain loops on autopilot that I wasn't even aware before. And I think that's what I am trying to do more of lately in every area of my life. Stop living so automatically. Stop just reacting all the time and start living a little more consciously. And I really believe more people could get something out of using it like this. Not as a replacement for anything, just as a tool, like any other tool. And this is what this channel is about. Okay, now I'm actually really curious. If you already use AI, what's one way it genuinely helps you? Like actually helps you, not just the generic Google stuff. Drop it in the comments. I really want to know. Especially if you use it in a way I didn't mention here. That's even better. Don't forget to hit the like button if this made sense for you. It helps this reach more people who might need it. And subscribe if you're not already. More videos coming on mindset, patterns, self-awareness, using AI, and other tools intentionally. I'm gonna do a spring cleaning pretty soon, so would that be something you guys are interested in? Like a total declutter? Let me know in the comments. You don't want to miss where this is going. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.